So, welcome back to another episode of BanG Ave Mujica. So, in the previous episode, where do I even begin? What happened? So, we've been seeing something building up in Mutsumi over time and time again. And it finally happened. She finally couldn't take it anymore. And I believe what we saw, and according to you guys, that seems to be the correct, interpretation of it. It was basically DID, right? So dissociative identity disorder, which basically just replaced her personality, or I guess pushed back, repressed her identity out of like some kind of protection, right? Protection mechanism. So it tried to protect her from everything and just repress her personality and replace it with a new personality, if you will. Yeah. I don't fully know how it completely works. I read up on it a little bit, but you know what? I'm not in any way, shape, or form qualified to talk about it, so I'm not gonna go too deep into it. I did read some of the like breaking downs of like everything that you guys recommended and stuff like that, which was insane. But either way, it was basically a horror episode, right? Towards the end, but even more so than that, it was just really sad. Really sad to think like what someone must go through to get to the point of just having to disassociate this hard. Like as I said, like I know DID because of like spies that usually infiltrate countries and are playing with multiple people's lives at stakes, and like if they make a mistake in like disguising their own identity, they and a lot of the people that they know they care about can get in actual real trouble, right? And I mean that mortal trouble, right? So, and that's what pushes them to disassociate, to get DID. And if that's how much you need to be pushed to get I know it can vary from person to person, but if that's how much people get pushed before they develop DID, just imagine how Mutsumi must feel, man. It's just horrible. So either way, I really want to see what's gonna happen with this. I don't want to say that I'm excited for it, but I am so curious for where this is gonna go. I want to see more of like the other members as well, as I always say. So yeah, I'm just really intrigued to see where the story is gonna go, but I guess there's only one way to find out, right? So if you wanna watch this uncut and unblurred, it's gonna be on my Patreon, which is down in the description. And without further ado, let's go into BanG Ave Mujica episode 4. Oh, that's unsettling. I think this is the first time I actually related to Soya's expression. Ah, look at her habit again. The calluses. Or knuckles, I guess. Here it is. Here it is. Oh god, I don't want to see Soya relapsing. God, such a banger. Acta est fabula. You see, guys, good vibes. It's all good. Oh, almost good vibes. Okay, can I just talk about... I know I'm pausing like a minute in, but like, can I just talk about something that triggered me that I saw on Twitter about that scene when they were like arguing? I saw someone using that scene as like, people often, me included, are like, you know what, the first thing that you should do when you, like, if you feel like there's some kind of disagreement, misunderstanding, something, is talk it out. And I saw a tweet saying basically, oh, people when they say talk it out and then this happens. And I'm like, yes, this is gonna happen. Like a few percent of the time. Talking it out is not gonna always work. But most of the time it's gonna work. And always you're gonna pick the option that has the highest rate of success when you're trying to resolve something. And talking it out is always gonna be the number one option that you want to try first, right? You first want to exhaust the options that are going to be the highest chance of success, right? There's no guarantee that anything's going to work. Obviously, talking it out is not always going to work, but you're always going to exhaust the option that has the highest chance of working first and is the easiest, arguably, right? And that's talking it out. So I feel like using that scene as a justification to not talk things out is an absolutely horrible take. I saw it on Twitter and it triggered me so much. Ooh. They don't give a fuck. Engi Saki. Bro, she hasn't had a good night of sleep in God knows how long. Mm. I don't wanna... Quick question. I know I'm pausing a lot. Quick question. If anyone knows more about DID than I do, how do people with DID, how does the personality form? Is it based on like people around them? Is it based on like completely not? Is it like almost randomized? Is it based on that person's ideals? Can it be like pulled from like multiple sources? Is it like based on something that they internally want? Or is it like based on something completely out of, you know, their character, completely separate from their character, like completely random? I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what her character or persona is based on. Or who. Damn! I mean, yeah, I agree. Yeah. God, that's unsettling. She's very quick to pick up other people's like mannerisms and stuff like that. Uika. Right? She's very quick to like Ricky! She's very malleable, I guess. I love Ricky. Yeah, it does feel like it. It feels like it's about to explode or burn out, I guess. It is a cute one. Oh. Yo, Nyamu's not getting any attention. Nyamu's not gonna be happy. Yep. I really like how like simple, I guess, Nyamu is. At least for now. I'm sure we're gonna be getting something. Same with Umiri. Oh. Jesus, that's a hard dialect, isn't it? That's cute, I guess. Okay, I mean, it's a tiny bit weird how much, like, how happy they are about, like, her wanting to, you know, grab all the spotlight and, like, basically saying that she wanted to use Mutsumi to get more spotlight. It's a bit weird how, you know, supportive they were of that idea. But apart from that, they just seem like they want to see her or their daughter just be happy and succeed. I feel like they're cool. And Yamu seems, I mean, she's cool. Apart, obviously, she did some very questionable things, but I like her. She's pretty simple so far. She just wants the numbers. She's passionate about numbers. I like her. I like her as a character. She's fun. I was gonna say, how do skills like this transfer with DID? They don't, okay. They're figuring it out. Ooh. Repressed. Mortis. A storm is coming. Yeah, it's a doll personality, but like, I guess it's just like an imaginary personality that she made based on a bunch of factors. Yep. Yep. Yeah, I said it. She doesn't have enough mental capacity to deal with Mutsumi right now. And it's hard to fault her for that. Yep. Yep. Ooh. The OST is also incredible, by the way. I guess I kind of want to talk about that as well. with Sakiko, right? I get what Mortis is saying, because Mortis as a persona is like this persona that Mutsumi made up that would protect Mutsumi, right? That Mutsumi could confide in, and it would be like her comfort, I guess, personality, friend, if you will, right? So, of course, it's gonna want to protect Mutsumi no matter what the reasons for like the things that hurt her might end up being. When we look at Sakiko, we can also see why she acted the way that she did. Was she also only thinking of herself? Yes. Yes, she was. That was definitely a very self-centered response. Was that response because she didn't want to help Mutsumi? No, that's not the case. It was because she couldn't. There's only a set amount of things that you can deal with. And she was way over the cap of things that she could deal with, right, Sakiko? So there's no way in hell she could also add Mutsumi's trouble onto her platter, right? Because it was just already overflowing. So obviously she's gonna come off to Mutsumi as a selfish, self-centered, or at least to Mortis, I guess, as someone who's trying to hurt, or not who's trying to, but who hurt Mutsumi. No matter the circumstances, she hurt Mutsumi, right? So she's gonna hate her. But it's hard to blame Sakiko for it, right? As I said, there's no way in how she would have the capacity to help Mutsumi out in that moment, right? Given all the things that we know about her life, right? And how many things she's dealing with right now. That's what I wanted to say. Ooh, it's not gonna be Mortis. That was a jump scare, man. That was a jump scare. Nyamu! No, no, no! You mother... あhow do you, where do you go from this ending? Where do you go from this? Like, how do you lead into like a discussion from that ending? Well, that's a good fucking question. I guess let's just rip the band-aid off and let's talk about it. So, holy shit, this is the best, my favorite episode so far. Absolute fucking insanity. It was so unsettling. It was very much a horror episode. I got jump scared by Mutsumi because the way that they were framing it is, at first, obviously the most obvious one would be, oh, it's Mutsumi, and then you're like, they're trying to do something where you're gonna think it's Mutsumi, but it's not Mutsumi. What's it called? Reverse psychology, right? They're trying to reverse psychology us, and it's so obvious. And then it was actually Mutsumi with the soundtrack and with that face. It was actually a jump scare. I don't know how they managed to reverse psychology me into that kind of a jump scare, but that was scary as hell, man. Okay, so let's talk about the characters. Obviously, Sakiko. Not many new things happened with Sakiko, right? We know most of the things that happened here. So I don't think there's too much to say about it. Nyamu, we found out a little bit about her family. Honestly, I'm gonna say this. There's nothing wrong with seeing a band or something as a business perspective, from a business perspective, as long as from the beginning you make that clear, right? As long as you're not using people. Oh, well, wait. She did say earlier that she was gonna use moods to gain attention. Okay, as long as there's a fine line, and I don't think that everything that Nyamu is doing is right. I don't think she's going about it in the right way with every single thing that she does. That being said, I do think that there's nothing wrong with being like, okay, let's discuss this. How do we fix this? The only way that I can see fixing this is someone needs to leave or something, a major change needs to happen. So she brought the debate to the table. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with asking that question, right? I don't think she did anything wrong with, bringing up that debate, right? And saying, are you gonna quit? Do you want to quit? Or if not, I'm gonna quit because the atmosphere in this band is just not it, right? I would rather just go on my own and be happy, right? Instead of being in this horrible mood all the time, right? So, you know what? Fair enough. Respect. As I said, that does not mean that I agree with everything that she did and everything that she said, but in that specific moment, I don't think that it was wrong of her to bring something like that up, right? Because also, Umiri was talking about a similar thing as well, right? She was like, you know what? She was looking at it from a business perspective, even though, or business, I guess, professional perspective, I should say. She wasn't as concerned about the numbers as Nyamu was, but still, she was like, you know what? I'm in like 30 bands. This might be one less band. So she doesn't, I wouldn't say, maybe she's not as invested in it as the others are, right? At least that's the vibe she gives off. Honestly, I don't know too much about Umiri, but yeah, that's the vibe she gives off. So next, let's go on to Uika. So Uika, I don't know. Genuinely, I don't know. So I wrote it down. They said that she's like lying. Was it Nyamu that said it? Why are you lying, right? And stuff like that. I feel like Uika just says anything that's like suitable for the situation. I feel like she's very, as I said earlier, she's very malleable, right? I feel like she's very quick to, you know, pick up habits. She's very from like other people. She's very quick to, I guess, be a bit of a people pleaser, maybe. Saying anything that fits the situation, that thinks, oh, they want to hear this. And I feel like that's, I don't know if it's how extreme it is. Because to a certain point, that's very normal, especially during her age, right? Like during that age, when you're like puberty and stuff like that, I feel like being very malleable is a normal thing, and picking up every small detail that, or like some small behaviors from other people is very normal. Some people do it more, some people do it less. Some people are more stubborn and want to, you know, be more individual, while others are more malleable. So I don't want to be like, I don't want to say like every small detail that someone has is a, you know, sign of a disorder or something, because I feel like that does more damage than good. But I feel like she definitely is one of those people who really picks up every detail and just tries to be a, I don't know, maybe it's a bit harsh to say that she's just tries to be a people pleaser, but it does often seem like she contradicts herself, or like says things that she maybe doesn't even mean, or doesn't know if she means, and stuff like that. That's the vibe that Uika gives me, but I have a feeling we're going to be seeing more of her, and I want to see more of her, so I don't want to say too much about her and then be proven wrong, right? That's the vibe right now. And then obviously Mutsumi. So what did I write down? Oh yeah. So the thing is, Nyamu asked a fantastic question. Why are you in a band? So why are you here? What's the driving force for you? And if I remember correctly, the main reason that she gave was she wants to see Saki happy, right? I feel like Saki is the least happy one with this entire situation. And Mutsumi, or I mean, I guess here we're going into two layers deep, because Mortis wants to protect Mutsumi and wants to see Mutsumi happy, and Mutsumi wants to see Saki happy. So we're going so deep, and Mortis knows that Mutsumi knows that Saki will be happy if the band is doing good and the band is successful and everyone's happy, or at least that's what Saki thinks. And Mortis knows that that's what Mutsumi thinks. So Mortis wants to keep the promise of a band alive, right? She wants to keep this band alive, right? That's the main objective, I feel like, of Mortis. That's why she's like, oh, no matter what, I'm gonna perform anything, right? Or I can perform anything. I can't play the guitar, but I can perform anything. I can make sure that the performance is good, right? Because that's what's gonna keep the band going. And that's why she, I feel like, broke down so much when they were addressing the disbandment allegations or propositions, I guess. Wow, that's actually insane. Holy fuck. Is there anything more? I think that, as I said, I don't know exactly how DID works, right? Actually, I don't know at all. I'm gonna say this. 90% of the details about DID, I don't know. Or I guess a multiple personality disorder, if that's the term that you're more familiar with. I don't know if that's like, I think this is like many other disorders, it can be a temporary thing. It can also be a very much permanent thing, right? But usually it's a trauma response, right? So a traumatic event response, or I guess a defense mechanism, if you will. So if you somehow clear that trauma, or I guess work through it and reaffirm the person enough, I'm guessing that that's kind of how you can slowly phase it out. I don't think it's probably not an instantaneous thing, but you can probably slowly phase it out like many other disorders, right? You can probably also, I don't know if there's medication, because it's different from like a lot of other disorders, like let's say schizophrenia or something, where there is medication for that. But when it comes to DID, that feels different, right? So I'm not certain, but my guess is that if they make Mutsumi happy, and if they make it so that she feels comfortable, happy, which good luck with that, then I feel like that's the only way that the Mortis is gonna, I guess swap places with Mutsumi. But as I said, I don't know how it works, so this is my speculation on it. This is my theory on it. This is not me saying how it is gonna work. This is me wondering if this is how it's gonna work, right? I want to preface this many times because I don't want anyone thinking that I'm in any way, shape, or form qualified to talk about like mental disorders and stuff like that. But yeah, that's so cool. I've been recording for way too long, so I'm just gonna stop recording here. This was an insane episode. As I said, my favorite one. The OST in this episode was absolutely balls to the walls insane, incredible. The voice acting, especially from what's her name? I don't remember the name, but Mutsumi's VA was absolutely insane, and all of them obviously did a fantastic job. I want to see my main the main person that I want to see more of right now is Uika. I feel like she's gonna be cool. Interesting? I don't even think that's the correct word. Maybe not interesting. I feel like she's gonna be a very wild character, so I'm excited for it eventually. But either way, this was a brilliant episode, but I'm gonna end this one here. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.